This FM 104.3. Good to meet you.
Media me beka Galamseyers any deportation who has
But
this way.
Yeah.
Okay. Because this is a sector Mazda works in very effectively. I don't think say I quite say oh yamma munko yan repatriation mom yamma repatriating crofwa omunya Ghana for muye small scale mining. In the first look, there are two layers to this. In the first instance, we are non-Ghanaian. You are, in fact, you are barred from ever doing small scale mining. That's one. Two, we are mining. So there are, laws and regulations governing ufasu eye. And if you offend any of the regulations and our laws now, mranusu echre kwanya esedi ufasu. Now, if you read the Minerals and Mining Act as amended, Act 703 as amended in 2019, look, we amended the law to increase the penalty units for people who offend the Minerals and Mining Act, especially non-Ghanaians. And what it says, so we are non-Ghanaian now, you are found guilty of committing any offenses under the Act now. There are two things. If you are found guilty, you serve the full sentence. And in fact, we amended the law to make the minimum number of years I serve to 15. So the range is between 15 and 25 years. You will not serve less than 15 years and not more than 25 years. Now, it also says, if after that, Act 573, which is the Immigration Act of 2000, Section 35, any non-citizen who is found guilty by a competent court, Nandipano is sentenced to a term of 3 months or more now. Nipan immediately after serving the sentence, the person has to be deported. But now, contrary to even the Minerals and Mining Act as amended, no, we are very quick to say and that is why we are having these things. Act 995, which is the amendment to Act 703, no. Let me just read that verbatim so that I'm on for Betias here. And I'm reading, Section 99 as amended under offenses and penalties. And I'm reading subsection 3. It says, a non-Ghanaian who undertakes a mining operation or facilitates, they don't, the law, those who carry the law were very intentional. Oman can say the person only engages in illegal mining, but actually also facilitates. So it says, a non-Ghanaian who undertakes a mining operation or facilitates the participation of any person in mining contrary to a provision of this act commits an offense and is liable on a conviction to a fine of no less than 100,000 penalty units and not more than 350,000 penalty units. Look at the number of penalty units we are talking about. It tells you the gravity of the offense. And then the second one is a term of imprisonment of no less than 20 years. Actually, is Ghanaians 15 and 25. But non-Ghanaians, 20 years and not more than 25. Anytime Chinese illegal miners were arrested, and one said, airport, now deport. And we are Burkina Faso, and now we are Nigeria, and now we are illegal mining. And now you do anything contrary to any provision of the Minerals and Mining Act, now Chiwa, you do Kojina some Libya. And if you are found guilty of any of the offenses under the law, no, first, you have to serve your sentence. Now you are deported. And I made reference to the Immigration Act of 2000 that says that under Section 35(3), now the sentence you have to suffer 3 months or more immediately after serving down for deportation. So if under the Minerals and Mining Act the penalty is 20 years, not less than 20 years and not more than 25 years. Let's just say I brew 3 months until you must serve the sentence before you get deported. But ye say ye chini pana ne dinako jina airport say didn't go chrome. So Oba as Juan Lia, he returns as Chow Mein. That's what they do. And it's difficult to tell the difference. Oh, and it was not for nothing. Tina Eka said the penalty, the years of imprisonment, and yet 20 years and not more than 25 years, Oh, it is to deter people say who are living by 20 years. Chow Mein tia ombao. But the say ye China I am fanunko. You are encouraging them because they usually come back with a different name. And that is something that we should not even be having a conversation about. Say, should we repatriate offenders without prosecution? What? And also free. It is against the Minerals and Mining Act, as amended. It is, in fact, the original Act, 703, who share 99, Section 99. It provides is the same thing, just that 99. Act 995 only increased the terms. Until the law is very clear, so China. Manunko Jina Semdibia, if the person is found guilty, you jail the person and can say you repatriate them.
And the crack is saying,
the crack say Yechi or Moa, arraign them before court. This haste to send them back to their countries is against the law. That's not what the law says. Because if you are deporting them, what is the basis for deporting them? The Immigration Act says you can deport them when they are found guilty and they have been sentenced to 3 months or more. Now you repatriate, you deport them on what basis? And I'm not catch us a who are found to have offended the Minerals and Mining Act. If they are found guilty, they serve 20 years. And now they pay a fine because the penalty unit is 150,000. That's the minimum. And the maximum is 350,000 penalty units. Ask any lawyer what that means. What has here? But we will not take them through court to establish their guilt and get them sentenced. And once sent them. So it doesn't deter anybody, any foreigner who wants to come and do illegal mining here. Because when him said the worst that can happen, he said. And Kahun said, Omuba, they don't come in ones, so they come in 10s and 15s and so on, and in 5s. Who deported Bakwa? Those who are able to escape, no, the Japanese and the Omba no mining here. Because when him said the worst that can happen, he said. And Kahun said, Omuba, they don't come in ones, so they come in 10s and 15s and so on, and in 5s.
This FM 104.3, good to meet Atik.